after the not so fun part, but the necessary part of rehabilitating the home, that people will get involved and help us figure out what to do with it next and activate it in a really creative way. It's also right across the street from the church, the AME church, where her mother preached, which is still an active church, which is amazing. So we're really excited to be a part of this process and to do our part to make sure that Nina Simone's home becomes the place that it should be.
Definitely. And for folks that are listening from outside of the area, like I said, we've got the Silver Nightingale who's out of Florida, and we've got Jenny who's out of Asheville. So some of them may not be able to make it to Raleigh on this weekend. Like I said, I've got a schedule conflict with something at Haytime. But for those that are interested in helping in this effort, wishing that they were able to hear Lisa Simone but can't make it to the event, do you have any ways that they can help with this cause? Because it sounds like a wonderful cause that people even on the national level need to be aware of and that they might be able to help in one way or another.
Absolutely. So anyone who's not here is still welcome to buy a ticket. Again, the $45 or $35 contribution is going directly towards the home. So that's a small way. And those tickets are available at ncartmuseum.org. Again, that is ncartmuseum.org. If that is not a good fit, somebody feels, you can go to the National Trust for Historic Preservation's website, which is savingplaces.org. Again, that is savingplaces.org. And there is a link on that website where people can contribute directly to the home via a crowdfunding campaign. So, again, either through a ticket from the North Carolina Museum of Art for this concert or this crowdfunding campaign on savingplaces.org, folks can contribute either way. And Carly and I would really love for you to contribute via that concert.
Yes, they've raised about $25 million. I'm sorry, just kidding, $25,000. But they want to raise $50,000. Big difference. And they want to raise $50,000. So we're hoping to close that gap at the end of this weekend. And we actually have some other events in the Nina Simone weekend we'd love for you all to know about. For the musicians that are listening and the music educators that are listening, there are some master classes that Lenora Helm is actually going to be taking the lead on Saturday, and that information can be found at the ncartmuseum.org as well. That will be at 10:30 a.m. on Saturday and at 2 p.m. on Saturday. And then we also have a conversation with Lisa Simone on Sunday, August 18th at 3 p.m., which is currently sold out for adults. Sorry, adults. But this was her idea. She really wanted to give back to the youth. And so any college students listening, any aspiring musicians listening that are young and just getting out into their careers, she really wanted to have a talk with the youth. And so those is that free? Yeah, that's free for students, but you do need to register, and that's also at ncartmuseum.org as well.
That all sounds amazing, and I'm going to let our local jazz DJ who's on our local NPR station know about that, because she's a huge fan of Nina Simone and plays her music frequently. So I don't know, maybe that's something she might be able to announce, even though we're not in the area, but she could at least announce the campaign.
Thank you. We need the word to be spread like wildfire, because we know how much Nina Simone means to so many people, and this is such a special event involving her daughter, and we just want to be able to give her a warm North Carolina welcome with a full crowd.
We do. Again, she's coming all the way from Paris to do this. This is her contribution to preserving her mother's literal physical legacy in terms of that birthplace. So that would be wonderful. Thank you.
Sounds amazing. I wish I could be there.
I was going to say, Laura Sue, have you ever been inspired by any of Nina's songs yourself? Because, like I said, when I think of activism, people that put their music with their activism, Nina Simone was definitely one of those.
Boy, I have to think about that. I mean, I've been listening to her for, ever, but I don't know if I really have ever played any of her songs. I don't remember doing that.
Yeah, I would say, this is Carly. I would say, Mark, you mentioned, I always use the term artivism, using your art for activism, for social change. And, Nina really sacrificed so much and eventually moved out of the country because of how much she spoke out for her people. And I guess throughout this whole process of Angela and I planning this event, I've always had the theme song of Young, Gifted, and Black in the back of my head.
Yeah, that's great.
That was such a hopeful song,
Absolutely. And I'll say for myself, Mississippi Goddamn is one of her most well-known songs, particularly as a very vocal and bold civil rights anthem. And that song actually took on new meaning for me recently. I spent most of last week in Jackson, Mississippi, and actually all day Saturday engaged in connecting with civil rights sites in Jackson, Mississippi, and in parts of the Mississippi Delta, including Medgar Evers' home, the grocery store where Emmett Till walked in and allegedly whistled at Carolyn Bryant, the courthouse where the Emmett Till case was tried. And that song took on new meaning for me last week after getting to literally walk in some of those spaces where our ancestors walked and their lives were sacrificed. That song has always touched me, but last week I said, you know what, I got it. And again, as Carly said, this is a woman who sacrificed her career to call out the injustices that were happening across the country in a really tumultuous era in our time, an era that is somewhat resounding even now.
I'll tell you, that song has been on, I think, a lot of people's minds is after the raids on, the factories in Mississippi. Like, I know I thought of that song, and I saw other people commenting, on posts, Mississippi Goddamn. I mean, that was just in people's heads, that song. Yeah.
And Jenny, if you're still on the line, the yoga lady, has any of the Nina songs inspired you at all, or are you that familiar with Nina's music? I know that you're a younger lady, but even the younger activists are familiar with some of her music as well.
Yeah, I am familiar with her music, and I do like a lot of soulful music and music that would be inspired from what she's created. So we definitely like to have a lot of wide range or variety of music, but a lot of it is, either conscious hip-hop or soul music. And I know that anything that was created like that in today's world was, inspired by her and others that came before.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And,
Mark,
go ahead, Carly. I was going to say, because you actually use even some of your theater in some of your activism, because I've known you for a number of years, and I know that you actually incorporate some activism, not just in your work at through the state, but also in some of your theater pieces.
Yes, I love being able to work on projects that can change people's hearts. I truly believe that art, music, theater is a very effective tool. It's not just fluff. I think oftentimes we think of the arts as entertainment, but it truly can be used as a very powerful tool to affect change. And Nina Simone actually has a really powerful quote that I've always lived by even before working on this. And it's an artist's duty should reflect the time. And she truly lives by that artists are powerful human beings. I think so many times that we are told that, we're that what we're doing, won't make any money and we're just playing and people don't take us seriously. But really, we're some of the most powerful people on earth because we have a very special gift that we can utilize to use to speak out about the wrongs of this world and to give a voice to those who are unheard. And I think that Nina definitely believed in that. You can see it throughout all of her music. For Women is another piece that really sticks out in my mind because For Women was, truly told the story of Black women and all of the stories of Black women, the variety of stories of Black women and the hardships that we've endured throughout the years. And so, yeah, I have a very soft place in my heart for Nina Simone, and I think that's probably why Angela and I both have poured into this so much. Angela and I both, a little fact about Angela, I'm going to tell on her a little bit. She's, Mark, I'm a classically trained vocalist, and Angela here is a classically trained pianist.
And we've got a trio.
Yes, we could have. And so a lot of people don't know, like Nina Simone actually was classically trained. That was her original dream, was to be this famous worldwide, touring classical pianist, but because of the color of her skin, she couldn't get into Curtis Institute in Philadelphia, even though she started out at Juilliard. And she ended up singing in these clubs, and that's when she changed her name to Nina Simone, because she didn't want her mama, this preacher, to know she was singing, the world's music, right? So she changed her name to Nina Simone from Eunice Wayman, and but you can hear when you listen to her music, you can hear that classical training in her piano, and that I think is the other reason why she sticks out as an artist.
Oh yeah, definitely, and Dean, I think we got to get Irvin in so he can talk about the play that he's doing about homelessness and everything. But I think that we might have a musical group here. We may have a musical group that we've created here. So we're going to have to get the Silver Nightingale along with Angela and Carla. I mean, I know that she's all the way down in Florida, and Carla and Angela are in the Raleigh area, but that's okay. There's airports work both ways. So we'll have to get them to create this new form and this new group of the classically trained trio that we put together here on Straight Talk with Dean and Mark.
Seriously,
right.
I'm on board with that, 100%.
Thank you again. And again, you can find out those details on ncartmuseum.org, celebrating Nina Simone, featuring Lisa Simone in concert, Saturday, August 17th, 8 o'clock p.m. Thank you.
Yep, and don't get off the line, because I would like you all to hear Lisa, because I'm going to try to get the dating song on, which is one of the Silver Nightingale songs before we get off. But before we get off, I definitely want to hear from Irvin Truitt, who is also about trying to use theater and the arts to make issues known. Of course, he's definitely told some stories, like the African folk tales, where he's retold some of the classic folk tales. I remember when he did one on Cinderella that I believe I was involved with sometime back and everything. And now he's got a play that has done a couple of times, but I believe this is the one that he's doing at the Art Center that focuses around the issue of homelessness. So, Irvin, are you there?
Yes. How you doing, Mark?
I am doing good. So we've been talking to folks that are all about using the art as part of their activism, and I definitely know that you are one that is a big fan of theater, but you're not afraid to talk about issues using the theater or using film, because you've actually talked about issues around film as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like the guest said before, it's a great platform to bring awareness. And the show that we're doing is Going Homeless. And it talks about several issues: domestic violence, drug abuse, and homelessness.
And what brought you to those issues? What made you decide you wanted to do this play? Because I know that this has also been, if I remember correctly, it was partially a movie as well. But what got you interested in those issues in terms of being a theme that you were interested in making this a play about originally?
Well, in the Black community, these issues are somewhat taboo, and a lot of people don't want to talk about it. They kind of like sweep it under the rug. And this is some issues that we really need to address for the healing of our community. So that's why wanted to tackle these issues and bring it to the forefront and bring awareness. And not only do we bring awareness,